world middleweight title. He's lost all three. And here comes Vito Antuofermo into the ring with his manager, Tony Carrion. There's Briscoe in his corner. Everybody pulled in that corner. There's a good shot from overhead. Bennie Briscoe on the left and Vito Antuofermo on the right. There's Vito. Jackie Lee. Go ahead, Jackie.
A reminder that Salsa returns to Madison Square Garden featuring Eddie Palmieri on Friday night, February 10th. That's next Friday night. It'll be Salsa night here at Madison Square Garden. Great Spanish music starting at 8 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-feature on tonight's program. 10 rounds. Introducing in the corner to my right. He's from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He wears all red. Here is Bennie Briscoe, 160 and a quarter.
Bennie Briscoe, 160 and a quarter pounds.
His opponent this evening in the corner to my left. He's from Brooklyn, New York. He wears the green trunks, trimmed in white, 159 and a half pounds. Vito Antuofermo.
Vito Antuofermo.
Referee is Harold Fallon, 10 rounds.
The referee is Harold Fallon. Vito Antuofermo originated in Bari, Italy. Came to this country at the age of 16. Succeeded Monzon. He lost 2 fights to Valdez. He wants one more crack at him, and to get it, he must win tonight. If not, he goes into fistic obscurity, you might say. He goes down the middleweight ladder a couple of rungs, and whether he'll be able to fight his way back up is questionable. He has to win tonight to stay in contention. Vito Antuofermo has to win to get the title shot. So they have everything at stake up there in the ring. Antuofermo told me yesterday that he was never in better shape for a fight in his life. Started out as a street fighter. Went into the Golden Gloves, won the welterweight sub-novice and the Open Championship, turned professional. Been going great ever since. His Manager Tony Carrion has carried him along very well. He's picked his spots for him. He took him to Europe. Vito won the European middleweight title. And his manager did not throw him in there against any lions until he was really ready for them. And tonight he's in against one of those lions, Bennie Briscoe. And this is the one thing that Vito is afraid of. Bennie Briscoe's bald head. With butts, he could cut Vito, and Vito worries about things like that. Vito's coming on pretty good. He came on with both hands, but he was stopped with a right hand by Bennie Briscoe, and that's the end of round one. That's Vito Antuofermo we're looking at now, and that's Freddie Brown in his corner, another excellent cut man. As I said, Vito started out as a street fighter. He used to belong to a gang in Brooklyn, and then every Friday night they used to go out looking for a fight, and every Friday night they got a fight. One night a policeman in New York saw him fight and asked him if he was a professional fighter, and he said no. He said, well, you should be. He took him to a gym, and a man in that gym by the name of Joe LaGuardia taught him how to box, and he's been boxing ever since. He won the Golden Gloves, and now he's a good professional fighter. Watch that bald head. This is what Vito is afraid of. That's the collision there, and that's what Vito worries about, that bald head and the butts and the cuts. We're in round two. Vito Antuofermo in the green, Bennie Briscoe in the red. Second round of a 10-round bout. The referee is Harold Vallon. There's a lot of Vaseline on the eyes in the corners of the eyes of Vito Antuofermo. A lot of precaution being taken. Freddie Brown is in his corner. He knows just what to do. Good stiff punchers, both of them. There are some people who thought that Briscoe might still be too much for Vito Antuofermo, but Antuofermo said, no, I'm ready. This is the one. I think I can win by a knockout. I don't promise you that, but I think I can do it. Let's see. Both fighters actually feeling each other out yet. They did in the first round, and now they're just taking their time. They're looking for a little bit of real estate so they can plant a punch. Neither one has gone all out yet. As soon as one lands a good punch, you can count on him going all the way. Briscoe is pacing himself, you can tell. He's throwing light punches yet, moving around the ring, pacing himself, saving his energy. He's got the rest of this round and 8 more to go. He's a smart fighter, Bennie Briscoe. He's fought all styles, all kinds. He's fought champions. There's no fear in his heart against Vito Antuofermo, you can be sure of that. Vito came on a little bit, a flurry of punches by Vito, all light punches, none of them did much damage. But they built up points. And Vito's crowd here in the garden is yelling, Vito, Vito. He's got a lot of people here, a lot of Italians in the crowd rooting for Vito Antuofermo. That's the end of round 2. And that's Bennie Briscoe. He stands up in his corner. The man in front of him is Georgie Benton. The man on the right of your screen. Georgie Benton was a pretty good middleweight in his own right not too many years ago, and right now he's a trainer. He trains fighters in Joe Frazier's gym down in Philadelphia, Bennie Briscoe being one of them, and another one being Joe Frazier's son, Marvis Frazier, a young amateur who won the Golden Gloves last year. Wait till you see him in a couple of years. That's Georgie Benton with his back to us. Big letters Briscoe on his back. He's an excellent trainer. We're very, very well respected now as a trainer as he was a fighter. Round 3, Bennie Briscoe in the red trunks, Vito Antuofermo in the green trunks. First 2 rounds about even. One little flurry by Vito Antuofermo, a lot of blows, but not too many of them did much damage. Briscoe's a little difficult to use his body very well. He doesn't use his legs as much as most fighters do, but he can stand still and dodge punches very well just with his body, just by moving his body and his head, ducking under blows, moving from side to side while his legs are still. Pretty good left hook. Vito can't seem to get off. He's not really getting into any kind of a stride. He doesn't have any fluid motion. He just seems to be feeling out Briscoe, just taking small pot shots at him. He hasn't opened up yet. Vito Antuofermo, whose parents do not want him to fight. Took him a long time to convince them that he wanted to do that for a living. They refused to come to see him fight. But now they've changed their mind. His mother and father are both in the audience tonight. Two combinations by Vito Antuofermo. And he took one step back and came through with the right hand and shook up Briscoe a little bit. A good move by Vito Antuofermo. He took one step back, came back with the right hand. He shook up Briscoe with a straight right hand. Vito is stepping up the pace now. With both hands again, all to the head, nothing to the body. That's the end of the round, the end of round 3. Well, they like it. The crowd here at Madison Square Garden likes it. So far, Vito picked up the pace in that round at the end of round 3. Came on with some pretty good combinations, and the one good punch that he really landed that counted was the right hand, where he took one step back and countered with the right hand. When Briscoe thought he was going back, he suddenly came forward with the right hand, did a little bit of damage with it. Briscoe is still standing in his corner. There's Vito Antuofermo you're looking at right now with his manager on the right, Tony Carrion. They apply an ice pack on the back of his neck. It doesn't really do much. It cools you off a little bit. The body heat is really something to contend with in a fight. Really, it's a little too early for that right now, but the ice pack really doesn't do that much. Okay, we're in round 4 now. Vito Antuofermo in the green trunks and Bennie Briscoe in the red. Vito wants a fight. He wants to make it a fight. He showed that in the last round. Good right hand by by Briscoe, followed up by a left hand, a real long right hand, a left hook to the jaw, follow. Vito shook it off. There's a cut. There's a cut under the left eye of Vito Antuofermo. It's underneath the eye. I can't get a good look at it yet. His back is to me. As soon as he turns around, I'll be able to tell how bad it is. Briscoe is getting some sneaky punches in from outside. They're not very hard, but they're punches, and they're landing. And that eye of Vito Antuofermo, as I can see it just on the side now, it looks like could turn out to be a pretty bad cut. Yep, it's right underneath the eye on the side of the left eye. And this is bad news for Vito Antuofermo early in the bout. It's only the 4th round. And they're going to have to really do a job on it. I don't know whether he knows that he's cut or not yet, but it's going to bother him if he does know it. I'm sure that Freddie Brown in the corner is getting ready with the cotton swabs and all the other stuff that he uses to doctor cut eyes. I'm sure he's getting ready right now. Briscoe sees the target that he wants to work out, the cut eye. He'll take his time. It could have come from a punch, a good right hand by Bennie Briscoe. Another right hand by Briscoe, and Briscoe is really coming on now. Briscoe took over in this round. He's got Antuofermo cut. He's landing with right hands. He's landing with real good, solid punches. The eye is not bleeding profusely, but it's cut, and it's a pretty bad cut. You can tell from here. Good stiff jab by Briscoe. Throws a jab, throws a hook, and he's got a good right hand. Another right hand by Briscoe. He's able to land with that right hand. Round is almost over. That's it. That's the end of round 4. Remember, if you will, 3 knockdowns in any one round will end the fight, according to the New York State Athletic Commission rules. If a fighter goes down and bounces up again, he must take an 8 count. There's Vito Antuofermo. We're going to take another look at one of the right hands that caught Vito Antuofermo. That's Briscoe facing us. Here it comes. Caught him flush on the right on the eye. Freddie Brown has done his job in the corner. And he's also giving him some advice. We're in round 5. Vito Antuofermo in the green trunks, Bennie Briscoe in the red. Vito Antuofermo cut underneath them and alongside the left eye. They have a lot of gook on it, a lot of Vaseline and whatever other medication Freddie Brown has put on it. But it's something to worry about for Vito Antuofermo in his corner. Briscoe, a stiff puncher. The one thing that Vito feared before the fight was that bald head. As a matter of fact, he made it quite an issue at a meeting with the commission, because he said that Briscoe lets a little of that bristle go, lets it grow a little long on his head, and he uses it, it clinches as a knife. It cuts, so they made sure today that the head was really clean shaven. Briscoe getting the stiffer punches in there. Antuofermo's punches do not seem to be as hard as Briscoe's. They don't have the power that Briscoe's has. Briscoe just taking his time. As I said, he knows how to conserve his energy. Well, I said it was a tough fight for Vito Antuofermo, his toughest fight perhaps, and it is. Everything hangs in a balance on this fight. He's got to win it to get a title shot. Bennie Briscoe has to win it to stay in contention. A slip, there was no punch. There was a slip, he was off balance, he threw a punch and lost his momentum. No punch. A good right hand, and he caught a right hand. Comes back with a right hand to Briscoe's jaw, and now it's really an exchange, and that eye of Antuofermo's is really bleeding now on the side. Antuofermo might be thinking the eye might cost me the fight, so I'm going to go for broke. He's fighting that way at least. Antuofermo's going to have to put it all together. He cannot do this with one punch. He's going to have to put it together with a series of combinations. He's got to hurt Briscoe. That's it. That's the end of round 5. You can see Antuofermo's eye now. I don't know how well you can see it, but in the corner of that eye and just underneath it, there's a cut. Freddie Brown has been able to do a pretty good job between rounds with it. He's using an awful lot of, there, you can see him operating right there. Using a lot of medication. Every trainer, incidentally, has his own medication, his own homemade remedy. Freddie Brown, whatever he uses, it's good because he's known as one of the best cut men in the business. You can see now what he's putting over his eyes is Vaseline. All right, we're in round 6. That's Bennie Briscoe in the red trunks, Vito Antuofermo in the green. And Briscoe comes out of his corner like a very confident-looking fighter. Sixth round of a 10-round fight. The referee is Harold Vallon. Vito catches another right. He seems to be vulnerable to that right hand of Bennie Briscoe. Briscoe is just content to take his time, wait his time. There's a pretty good stiff left hand. Vito spit out something that looked like blood. He might be bleeding within the mouth also. Vito is not putting everything into his punches. He's getting punches in there, but they're not that heavy, and he's catching some pretty good lefts and rights to the head. And something is bothering him. He's spitting something out of his mouth. It looks like blood. There's something bothering him besides that eye. The eye, they did a real good job on it. The blood is not pouring out of it. You can still see the cut, and it's pretty big. But Freddie Brown has done a real good job on it. We're in the 6th round of a 10-round fight. And Vito is really going to have to come on because Bennie Briscoe, I think, has got an edge so far in this fight. Vito said earlier in the week he's going to have to knock me out to beat me. He's not going to beat me on a decision. Combination by Vito Antuofermo, but again, the punches are light. Every time he gets some sort of an offense going, Bennie Briscoe sticks that left hand in his face and it stops Vito Antuofermo. Bennie Briscoe is just a tough guy. He's a tough fighter. He knows how to fight. That's the end of round 6. Bennie Briscoe has not sat down in his corner yet, and we're coming up to the 7th round now. That's probably Georgie Benton's way of training a fighter. Muhammad Ali used to do that for maybe 2 or 3 rounds, and after that he'd sit down, and lately he's been sitting down every round. Get a little older, you get a little tired a lot quicker. George just stands there talking to him. He's not putting his hands on him. He's not, except for a little toweling right now. He just stands there talking to him very quietly. A real good trainer. All right, round 7. And just before he came out, Bennie Briscoe had his head rubbed with a little Vaseline. Bennie Briscoe in the red, Vito Antuofermo in the green. We're in the 7th round of a 10-round bout. This is John Condon at Madison Square Garden, and we hope you're enjoying the bouts tonight. Vito is going to have to come on with a pretty good offense to win this fight, because right now Bennie Briscoe is doing very well. There's a good sharp right hand by Briscoe. Briscoe's punches are a lot more powerful than Vito's. And he just seems to be able to drop that right hand in there anytime he wants. Another right hand. Every time he throws it, he lands with it. He's content just to drop it on him. He's not teeing off with that right hand. He's just planting it on him. Not pulling back and looking to knock him out with it. He just wants to plant it on him every time he throws it. And up to now, he's been pretty successful. I would say 90% of the time. Missed that one. Vito's punches don't seem to bother Briscoe at all. He hasn't really gotten a real solid shot in there. One that really bothered Briscoe. He hasn't done anything that has caused any damage or harm to Briscoe. Briscoe, watch, never stops throwing punches. When he's in there, he throws light punches, just taps his opponent, but now Vito Antuofermo is cut alongside the right eye. He's cut up alongside both eyes. He came out of that exchange with a cut alongside the right eye, so both eyes are gone right now. They're not over the eye, they're alongside the eye. Vito is cut up pretty badly right now. And he's got a cut under the right eye, so he's cut on the left eye, the right eye, and underneath the right eye. "30 seconds to go, round 7. Vito just doesn't seem to be able to get off. He can't get anything going. Round is almost over. That's it. That's the end of round 7. Well, they're going to have to do a lot of work on Vito now. He's cut on the left side, he's cut on the right side, and he's cut underneath the right eye. So, Freddie Brown, you've got your work cut out for you. Vito Antuofermo is not the fighter in this fight that he was in his last fight. There's a pretty good look at the face of Vito Antuofermo. You can see blood on both sides. The right eye, the left eye, and underneath the right eye. So he's cut up pretty badly. He has 3 rounds to go, the 8th, 9th, and 10th. And this is the thing that he worried about. That ice bag is on his neck again, and again I say it doesn't do him that much good. Okay, we're in round 8. Bennie Briscoe in the red trunks, Vito Antuofermo in the green trunks. Antuofermo cut alongside and underneath the right eye, alongside the left eye also. Good right hand by Bennie Briscoe, but again, he didn't put all his power in it. He just content to drop it in there. I guess he figures enough of them, and Vito will eventually wilter. But he's used to going 10, 15 rounds. He's a mauling, bruising type of fighter, Bennie Briscoe. There's another right hand. I've never seen Vito get hit with as many right hands in a single fight in any of his fights. There's another right hand by Briscoe. And the punches that Vito Antuofermo are throwing are not bothering Briscoe at all, it doesn't seem. They're just rolling off that bald head and rolling off his body. It has not been a tough fight for Bennie Briscoe up to now. He's dealt out the most punishment, and he hasn't taken too much. Vito's right eye now underneath is really pouring blood.
Hold it, stop punching him.
Vito, light jab, the light punches they got in there, but they were awful light. Not doing any damage to Bennie Briscoe at all. Good right hand again by Bennie Briscoe. And I can tell you, Vito never ate as many right hands as he's doing tonight. Gloves are up. Vito threw a combination, but Bennie Briscoe's gloves were up. 20 seconds to go in the round. Vito trying to come on now. Crowd here rooting for Vito Antuofermo. He's got a lot of friends. There's a combination, but it didn't bother. It didn't bother Briscoe, and that's the end of the 8th round. Vito Antuofermo, and again they're working on his face. Those cuts are pretty bad. He's got 2 rounds to go. I don't know about the official scorecards, and I don't know about yours if you're scoring the fight. But up to now, I think Bennie Briscoe has really got an edge in this bout. He seems to have had things pretty much his own way. Vito Antuofermo toward the end of that last round had a little bit of a flurry, and it excited the fans here, but I can tell you it didn't do much damage to Bennie Briscoe. Still standing in his corner, there's Vito Antuofermo. They're working feverishly over those cuts over his eyes and underneath his right eye. Round 9. Vito Antuofermo in the green, Bennie Briscoe in the red. And I'm sure that Vito's corner must have told him, you better go out and do it now, Vito. If they didn't, they should have. Vito has a lot of his Italian friends in the Garden. He's a big favorite with all the Italians in New York. Promised him a big party down on Mulberry Street if he wins tonight. No party if he loses. Vito has really got to come on. He's got to really pull this one out now. Briscoe fighting a methodical fight, like paragraph 1, page 1, right out of the book. To win it, Vito has got to go and get it. Vito can't put any combinations together. He cannot put a succession of punches together that will do any damage to Bennie Briscoe. Flurry of punches did no damage to Briscoe at all. They're landing their points, but they're not hurting Briscoe. Not to any great extent, at least. Vito coming on a little bit now. The punches are coming a little stronger. A little stronger by Vito Antuofermo. His best offense in the fight so far. Bennie might be getting a little tired. When he walks around the ring like that, turns his body sideways, he's indicating he might be a little tired. Yes, he is. Bennie Briscoe was a little tired, and that could be the reason why Vito is catching up to him. Got 20 seconds to go in the round. Vito with both hands now. Still not hurting Bennie Briscoe, but he's piling up points with it. The round is almost over. That's it. That's the end of the 9th round. Well, Vito came on a little bit in that round, but Bennie Briscoe did not get hurt to any great extent in the round. He's a little tired, maybe more than just a little. He's still standing in his corner with Georgie Benton talking to him, and they're working over Vito Antuofermo. Here's Vito Antuofermo, and this is the best action from him all night long. Misses with that right hand. Still a looping punch. That uppercut was a fairly good punch. He threw a lot of punches, and notice, as I say, they're not doing much damage to Bennie Briscoe. And final round. Bennie Briscoe in the red, Vito Antuofermo in the green. Vito cut over both eyes underneath the right eye. Bennie Briscoe got a little tired in the last round, and Vito Antuofermo came on just a little bit. Let's see if he can keep up the pace. What he's got to do to win this fight, I think, is knock out Bennie Briscoe. This is going to be a tough order. Only 1 round to go, less than a round. Briscoe not in any kind of trouble. A tribute to the corner of Vito Antuofermo, though he was able to go the full route in this fight because of those cuts around his eyes. Vito scoring now with both hands to the head. Bennie Briscoe has sampled the punches of Carlos Monzon, Rodrigo Valdez, 2 champions, some of the best middleweights in the business. And I'm sure that the punches that Vito is rolling off him right now, he's had a lot tougher ones hit him. Vito is scoring. Vito is the one who is punching now. Briscoe is tired, no question about it. He's just defending himself right now. And they're still yelling, Vito, Vito, here in Madison Square Garden. Vito's got to go in and get him. Bennie is tired. Vito's standing outside, not punching. Now he moves in, throws a little bit of a flurry. But he's got to go in and try to knock him out. He's got to land his best punch if he can. He's got to throw a lot of punches to pull this out. There's only a minute left in the round. Where the smarts come in by Bennie Briscoe. Notice, as I told you before, he moves his body to dodge punches. Very seldom does he dance around the ring or try to use up the ring. And he took a punch on the break, and Harold Allen looked at him but didn't say anything. Sneaky punch by Bennie Briscoe. 20 seconds to go in the round. Vito, his best right hand of the night. And he's the one who's doing all the punching now. Bennie is tired. And that's it. That's the end of the 10th round, the end of the bout. Vito came on, but it might have been too late. We'll see. Vito Antuofermo. It meant a lot to him tonight to win this fight. If he loses, he has to go down the middleweight ladder a couple of rungs and climb back up and hope to get a title shot. And if this young man wins, Bennie Briscoe, that's Vito Antuofermo waving to his friends. Bennie Briscoe, if he wins, he's right back in contention for a title shot. There he is. He fought a very smart fight. Bennie Briscoe did, and at no time was he in real serious trouble. Toward the end, he took a lot of punches, but he was never in any serious trouble that we could see. That's Frank Morris, one of the commissioners of the New York State Athletic Commission. He has to look at the scorecards after they're given to Jackie Lee by the two judges and the referee. And he approves them, gives them back to Jackie Lee, and Jackie will move over now to the center of the ring and give us the official decision. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Judge Artie Idala scores the fight 6 rounds to 3 in favor of Antuofermo. Judge Al Reed scores the fight 7 rounds. Antuofermo to Briscoe, 1 even. Referee Harold Allen scores the fight 7 rounds. Antuofermo, 3 Briscoe. Winner by unanimous decision, Vito Antuofermo.
All right, Vito Antuofermo the winner, but not on my scorecard. And we'll have more professional boxing here at Madison Square Garden in just a moment. Antuofermo goes out of the ring a winner. I personally thought that Bennie Briscoe won the fight, but I'm not the judge. The 3 judges gave it to him unanimously, and that's okay in my book. That's fair enough. Well, we're all waiting now. There's Vito Antuofermo coming out of the ring, a winner.